Welcome to the show, I'm Dave.
I'm Chris.
And let's look under the dial. So, this is we just finished filming our intro, but this is our first Road to Nats battle report from this week. So,
we fast and snappy.
Yes, we just came back from some games, and I'm going to describe the team, and I'll put the pictures up as we go. I was playing Shredder from the TMNT Unplugged team at 100 points with the free illusion making. I was playing Agamotto at 90 points. I was playing Kronos at 60. I played Giant Girl at 10.
The Fast Forces.
Fast Forces, correct. And I played Pip the Troll as my taxi. That was my 300 points. It was exactly 300 points. So I won my first game, which was against you, and I pretty much won because of Kronos. I'm not going to lie. I think that ability saved me really, really hard. My second game was a bye, but my third game was a loss, but not by something that I could have controlled. So the second game, I lost to Pip really, really early, meaning that I couldn't actually carry the Shredder around. I gave Shredder the phasing teleport, but he's still then obviously not able to move and attack. So that became a bit of a problem for me.
But I think you found some unsung hero going on in Kronos.
I really did. Yeah.
Like, his numbers are low, but he's just a durable, all-purpose dude. He's giant. The prob is nice.
Look, at 60 points, right? You have a colossal size prob control, meaning that I've got line of fire pretty much anywhere on most maps, right? And
preferably if you're outdoor.
Exactly. Yes, hopefully. But on top of that, I have someone who gives me that ability that says I get a free reroll if I've missed the attack and I've missed by one.
Which happened a few times in the game against me.
Funnily enough, it worked. It's once per turn, so I think it's quite interesting. And even if you lose him, the ability still stays. So I think it's an interesting piece.
I think so too. Pip obviously is a fantastic piece just in any team. So the fact that he can taxi but then also pass on the phasing to someone else, like Kronos or like Shredder.
He's like my favourite pick for taxi at the moment, is the point. I think that the problem is that because he is a little bit weak himself, you end up having to chuck the phasing on somebody who may not be able to then take advantage of it.
Yeah, and especially because you can't use phasing with move and attack, it loses a little bit of its potency.
Yeah.
However, still an annoying bastard, especially because he can carry flyers.
Yes.
So if your team later on includes some flyers.
And I realised something, when he passes it on, he actually can't carry flyers. The person that he passes the power onto cannot.
It's just garden variety phasing.
But carry two.
But carry two, which is good.
I do want to keep focusing on that Shredder. I really, really like that Shredder.
I don't think it quite worked in the make of this team tonight. I think there's potential. I think the weak link in this team, though, was Agamotto. For 90 points, and without something like the extra specs to give him mobility, he's a bit of a liability. And correct me if I'm wrong, but did he die in all the games you played, or just the second game you played?
Just the second game. He didn't die in the first one, but he was pretty close.
Yeah, and he's a big enough target.
At 90 points, you're playing him with 4 clicks.
4 clicks with no stop click and no mystics, which we talked about today was a real killer.
Doesn't make sense.
The protected mystics is nice, but he really needs mystics alongside Power Cosmic to come together.
Yeah.
And he needs some move and attack if you're going to play him at 90. And I think, I was saying to Dave before, for me, a piece that is 50 or more, especially if it's going to be support, it needs to be able to stand on its own. So having just running shot or hypersonic or sidestep even.
Look, I mean, I
gives it some flexibility.
Yeah. I think that I'm just going to keep. I'm going to try and build again with the Shredder.
Yeah.
We have a game which we'll be putting out pretty soon, which I use that Shredder again. And so you'll be able to see it a bit more in action. I think even if I lean even harder into the Shredder, and he's at 112 points because of the excess specs, he has charge already. I don't know if he needs it, really. But it might be a situation where I just need to find a better way for him to be carried around.
I mean, you could look at something like a bit of TK rather than carrying it, potentially. Otherwise, Kite Man is always viable.
Yeah, Kite
Man's a very cheap, nice one. I was also thinking you could pair him and Kite Man with Sandcap to increase movement speed, and then also be given a perplex and move and attack when you drop Sandcap down. If you're running a very low to the ground, running and smack people.
Yeah, well, the reality is that Shredder is so durable. He can be in your face. He's free action chucking out the illusion. So I've got Mastermind, and he's got his own special Mastermind, which is on the illusion that lets me take the damage instead of him and only give Shredder 1. So even if I can't Mastermind because he's not adjacent,
yep,
I can still do that even from 6 squares away, regardless of line of fire. So he has a lot of durability on top of the fact that he has to be killed 3 times. So I really like him as a piece, and his outwit is just unbelievable. It gives him Earthbound neutralized and the outwit. So
we just need to brew him a little bit better.
That's exactly right. He needs it's the support pieces at the moment. That's what I'm looking at. So
yes, part 1 of the journey.
Yeah, till next time, we'll give you the next battle report, but we'll definitely be putting up a game since then. So
for those keeping score at home right now, our main picks to keep carrying on with are the Shredder from
and Pip at the moment. Pip. Yeah, those, and maybe Kronos. I don't know. We'll see how we go. Until next time, Finn.